Hello everyone, welcome in. My name's Laura. I am the owner of DzinesLaura. I'm trying something a little different this morning. I'm going to put together a sun catcher, and I've gathered everything I need in front of me. I'll give you a quick little look at my tray. That should be everything I need to complete this. What's going to be a little different is I'm going to talk through all of my creative decisions, and maybe that'll inspire someone to make their own creative decisions. I chose this. This is like an individual teapot, which means it's very small. I did pick this up at a thrift store, and it says hand painted Nippon. There's no damage to it. And I cleaned this up a little bit. It was much dustier and more, I think somebody glued some of that floral green stuff and then had this as a floral arrangement. I got most of it out. I didn't want to do any more wear to this, so I'm leaving it at that because the finished item, you are not going to see it, and I didn't want to be scrubbing and all that stuff. It is very clean. All the dust and vintage dust has been removed on this piece. The colors are like a coral, two-tone coral. There is black, there's this leaf green and some black, and of course your like porcelain white color, and the lid. And I'm going to have to match this lid up the way I want it, but the individual size is my favorite size for a sun catcher. So those were already some creative decisions. How much do I clean this? And I mean, those are part of the creative process for me. These are just simply some tools I will need. I'll set some of them aside. And I'm just going to take my time through this video. Not in a rush this morning. All my orders that I have to go out are already made, packaged up, but I am going to go tomorrow to the post office. Okay, so this is going to hang like this, and I'll get to the hanging part at the end. I'm going to do 3 strands. Sometimes I do 4 on larger pieces. This is a smaller piece. Many of my decisions are being made on the size of this individual. I guess we could call this maybe 4 inches high. It's one of those individual sizes that are very small, and actually they're kind of hard to find. So 3 strands, and because I have this hand painted on gold color, I'm going to do something a little different. On each strand, these are going to be at the bottom of 2. I stagger them on purpose. You know how we can be affected by things that people will say to us, like one little sentence. Someone told me once, if you stagger your AB coated lead crystal, you will get more rainbows. So I stagger them. And then I've never done this before, but I am going to put a brass bell. These were made in India. I'm going to put those as the longest strand will be a brass bell. It coordinates really well with the teapot. I also did decide to add just a little bit of color instead of doing straight crystals. I did decide to add some color. And the way I work is I have trays and trays of all my beads laying out. Yeah, it overtakes the house a little bit, but it's the best way for me to go around, look at the trays. And I carried this tray with me, and I picked up some things I thought would look well with this. Again, I just wanted a little bit of color so everything seemed intentional and told its story. I have some rough citrine smaller piece, so I'm going to use one rough citrine in the center. And I went ahead and wire wrapped. I'm going to do one wire wrapping on camera. But you see how this wire is wrapped? So there's no way for that to come apart. And when I work, y'all, I don't put hand lotion on. I have very clean hands. So they are what they are. I think I'm going to put my citrine here. I think I'm going to put my, this is a Jasper. It's a, I looked up the name the other day, but it is some type of green jasper. It's going to be my leaf color. Then a little bit of color will also be coming from this strand, kind of a coral color. It is a stone, probably been dyed. I really don't know. Some of these I've had for such a long time that I will stagger these somehow. That's going to be my center longest one. And this will probably go here. And if this is the longest one, this may go down here somewhere. And I do end up changing. Oh, my alarm is going off. I do end up changing things as I put it together. So we've got that all set up. I like to do these individually. So, oh, I was going to do a wire wrapping on camera. I do have two sizes of wire. I have my 22 gauge, which is what I use for just one bead. I also use 20 gauge. The lower your number, the thicker the wire. Now, if I was going to add one of these where I turn the crystal sideways, I use my thicker wire. Now, here was another creative decision. It felt too heavy. This feels too heavy for this size of a pot. I did want to show you, though, that that decision, I decided to not go with the crystals turned this way. Another decision was not to use the onyx color in the crystals. It just felt too heavy, too dark. It's really not necessary, even though we have that color in the pot. I want to keep it light and airy. I also wanted the colors to be seasonless. I can really see this in the fall, the spring, the summer, even winter. This would not have to be put away because it was so tied to a certain season. Okay, so I will do one of my wire wrappings. I'm going to use the 22 gauge. AUG is the same as the gauge. Someone will probably come in and tell me, no, they're different. Well, okay. To me, they're the same. I'm going to cut a piece of wire. I like to straighten everything first. Work hardens it just a tad. If we really wanted to work harden something, we would get the hammer out. So I give myself lots of room because we're going to need room for looping and wire wrapping. Take my citrine. This is a rough citrine. This will be one of the focal points of the strands, and so is the bell, in my opinion. Okay, I hope I'm still on camera. I am going to be watching what I do, and hopefully I stay on camera. We're going to try something new today. Make my loop. And I use the same wire wrapping technique when I'm making beaded necklaces, the chain, earrings, spoon bracelets with the stones. This is what I mean by wire wrapping. I'm going to wrap this wire around. You don't have to worry about a link that's going to open up later on and your piece falls apart, whether it's jewelry or a sun catcher. We do this. Does it take longer? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Discard my little piece there, and I always tamp down the cut edge so there's no sharpness. Do you see? And I have this kind of zoomed out. So this really isn't so much of a how-to as a creative decision-making video. Something to listen to while you're cooking, cleaning. Okay, I am going to move this closer to me because these 60-year-old eyes can't see that far away. Something really, really small that far away. And sometimes these things clamp down immediately, and sometimes the struggle is real. And this one is a struggle. This one is really fighting me today, but I will be the winner. Okay. I think it's because I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm just being really honest today. I'm a little nervous doing this. Okay, there. Now we will put this on there. And we will do this again. And I want my loops to be going the same direction. The orientation of the loops is important. And I want them to go the same way. I don't know how many of these loops I have made in my life, but it's been a lot. I wonder if I should try to zoom in. I'm going to try something. Oh, there we go. So in the middle of a video, I can change my zoom, I think. Here we go. We'll try this again. I'm only going to wire wrap one thing today. I just did want to, because a lot of times when I'm selling, on videos where I'm selling, I say wire wrapped, and now I'm showing you exactly what that means. It's a connection that just cannot come undone. And there's that one. Okay, then I check that I want these to be straight. There. I like whimsy, but I don't like messy. All right, so we have all of that wire wrapped. I'm going to start using the AB coated crystals and these are just these little, they're like split rings because they overlap. Just put those together. Put this together. Now I have to kind of a little bit decide the order. I know for sure. Let's see. I'm going to start doing the things that I know are the correct placement. I know for sure this bell will have a few crystals here before it hits the bottom. Or the color, before it hits the color. And sometimes I hang these up, well, every time I hang them up and I just look at them. Is the spacing the way I want it to be? I do like odd numbers. Odd numbers don't always work out, but I prefer odd numbers. Oops, just dropped one on the floor. You hear that bell? Okay, so we are going to have 3. And I'm going to add a citrine. Okay, I'm going to move this angle a little bit. See if I can stay a little bit more in the center of the photo. Like I said, I'm trying something new. I want this part at the bottom. So yeah, I think I want that as in the center as possible. And I'll do something smaller up above. So we'll try 3 more. So this is going to be my front. Try another 3. I don't want this to be too long either. Again, because of the scale of everything, I want it to be a certain length so that the water droplets don't, oops, sorry about that, overpower the actual teapot, because the teapot is actually really, really beautiful. How's everyone doing out there today? Are you making things? Are you making creative decisions? I enjoy making the creative decisions. I enjoy that process very much. Okay, and now we're going to add this color. Okay, so if I add 3 more and hang it from here, it's going to be a little long. I might add, I'm going to go with 1. Has to be at least 1. I'm going to go with 1 and see where my coral color lines up. I want those staggered for sure. You know, the one thing I didn't bring in here with me was what I'm going to need to attach this. Okay, so this is going to be my longest one, and it's the center one. So I know this is going to have some crystals at the bottom. These are as for leaded crystals. They are well known for making chandelier parts. And that's what I use for angels and sun catchers. I have to keep leaning back because this chair is like super uncomfortable. Super uncomfortable. I'll just keep working to see if I can do more on camera stuff in a more comfortable way. Keep working at it. People are probably going to watch this at 2 times speed. Should I talk real fast for a minute? Let's see. This is going to go up here. Kind of like that to hit there. And then this one could hit here. One more. Now I'm wondering if that fact that the sun came out is going to make this hard to see. I'll find out when I watch back. I don't worry about that stuff too much, I guess. I think about it. I don't worry about it. It is what it is. All right. This is supposed to be about creative decisions. And I am creatively deciding to not worry about it. There. I like it. I like it, like it, like it. Okay. And this is going to have to be all crystals. So I really think I want this one to be up here. Yeah. Yeah. I think we might get this on the first try, which really doesn't always happen. A lot of love goes into one of these pieces, and I have a place where I hang it in my work area, and I get to walk by it at least a couple days before I either show it or take it or something. And yeah, I get to enjoy them for a while before they find their new home. Feel free to put down in the chat like what creativity means to you. Do you make creative decisions? Do you make things? Is it the creative part that stumps you? Okay, I'm going to pause this while I finish the strand. This might be getting a little monotonous. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I added more crystals, and these will be about the same height. I think that's going to work out. And I think I want this color. Think. Do I want it right here? I don't think down here is really going to work. I've got my bell and my citrine. I think I'll just put it up there. Now, one thing that could happen later, if I decide that it needs another coral bead, I'll probably end up with 3 coral beads on here. I don't know. I can tell I got this going the wrong way though. Let's see. This is backwards. The AB coating is on one side, and I try to always orientate these so that it's the same. That one got on there backwards. Let's see. So this is the front. It's easier to change it before I attach it, but okay, so what I'm going to do is this will probably be the longest one. Definitely want some coral there. I don't know. I almost wonder if I want another piece of coral. I don't know. I'm going to go with one. Probably going to be something I look at. Okay, so I am going to pause this again while I put this strand together, and then I'll show you. Okay, so, as I'm putting this piece together, I'm realizing that part of the creative process or decision making is being open to making changes, which I guess was probably obvious. So I'm going to move this piece of coral. It's not real coral, coral color. I'm going to put it down here, I think. I think I'm going to move it down here. You can't see it all. You can't see the whole thing. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. There we go. Yeah, there's the bell. Or do I just add 3 pieces of coral? I really wanted it to be subtle. Oh, decisions. Okay, so we said we like odd numbers. I could add another piece down here. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And I am going to pause while I wire wrap another coral. I'm going to put it in there. And I'll be right back. Okay. I think if I feel like this 3 pieces of this coral color overpowers the piece, I can always take it out. But for right now, I'm going to add it right here by taking out 1 crystal, putting this in there. So when I was at my local farmer's market a couple weeks ago, someone who runs a bead show in my area, well-known bead show, asked if I would teach a class. And at first I was like, oh, that would be fun. And then as the week went on, I was thinking to myself, wait, I remember teaching grown-ups before, people who are creative, and they all just kind of did their own thing and I wasn't really teaching the class anymore. It was, they were just doing their own thing, and I finally just let that happen because I thought, well, I can't struggle with that. Now we got to make sure that I didn't turn this the wrong way. Everything's going the way it's supposed to. And I started thinking, man, I don't know if I want to do that again. And then she came back again on Sunday and got my card. She came back twice to ask if I would do this. And I'm like, I have to find the right way to politely say, I just don't think I want to. It doesn't fit my personality. I mean, if it was not really a class and it was just about giving people supplies and saying, do what you want. That's what's going to happen. And then I think what got me was at the end, someone said, but mine doesn't look like yours. And I'm not one to be able to say, well, you didn't listen. I can't make myself say that. So then their impression is I did something wrong. I like to avoid those situations. Okay, so here is some fishing line, and just like wire, I have different thicknesses. This is 50 pound, which is the heaviest one I use. So we're gonna take some of this off. So now I have to figure out how to politely say, that's just not for me. Sometimes people will ask things the one time and then, it's just forgotten. Okay, so I am just going to loop these on my fishing line. I always cut more than I need. Nothing worse than starting something and realizing it's not long enough. I'm going to give that a really good tug. 4 knots. And that is not going to, now if I was going to cut, this is not getting cut. If it was, I do hold those down with a dot of super glue. Okay, here we go. This goes through here. Now, this is when I would normally hang it up, holding on. Yeah, there's my long one. There's my short one. There we go. There we go. I got it in the right place. I'm going to hold this taut. So we have 3 strands coming out. I realize you probably can't see. Well, you definitely can't see this. I will show you at the end. I'm just checking that my lengths are good. You can kind of see how things are staggered at the bottom. We have some citrine. I'm really liking this. So I now need to anchor this inside. This is not a permanent repurpose. This part isn't permanent because these could just simply be cut off. And this is the part I kind of referenced earlier that I forgot to bring in what I'm going to use to tie something right here, and it keeps it from slipping. I usually start, I'll just, you know what, I'm just going to, I have one of these right here. Is that going to go through? So we'll just use one of these. Just something to keep this from leaving the spout. Does that make sense? And I'm tying a knot. Oh, sorry about moving the camera. Okay, so I am going to pause this because I'm probably going to keep, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this hook taut in there so nothing moves, and I'll be right back. Okay, it is in there securely and there's no way it's coming out, but I'm going to do an experiment right here in front of everybody and see if I like it. I don't know. I do need to decide though before the piece is finished. Okay, I like that. There's just too much of a space. If this was a large piece, the space would be okay. But what I'm doing is running this. See, this is why we cut our fishing line longer than we think we need. And try to get this to come up where I want it to come up. Comes up here. Add another little crystal. Put this back down. There. Let me take this so I really look at it and I'll show you. I want to make sure. I've never done this before, guys. And gals, guys and gals. Okay, I think I like it. I can play with those a little bit. We'll tie our final knots. We've got a good 15 to 20 knots going on here. So, and they will stay inside. The pot. All the ugly will be inside the pot. Let's see, where's my other pliers? Oops, I'm really sorry I keep hitting the camera. If I zoomed out, I wouldn't be so close to it. Okay, there we go. So that all tucks down in there. Okay, so I'm going to move the tools out of the way. We don't need this anymore. We still need the fishing line and the scissors and the glue. We still need this, 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 and this. But this out of the way. And I am going to pause this again because I want to hang this up before I permanently attach the lid. So sorry to keep pausing on you. Okay, so here we are. Close up. of our 3 strands, different lengths. We've got the bell, the 2 as-4s, we've got 3 coral, a citrine, and that leaf green jasper. I think I can finalize this as it is, and I'm going to go ahead and decide exactly the placement of the lid. All right, so we can see that the hand painting on the teapot, there's also some on the lid, and I think this is actually the way I like it. These line up. There was one side that looked a little more lined up than the other one, but I think this is how I'm going to do it. I mean, I turned this thing all different ways. Well, I don't know, I think we're going to go with this one. So we'll go with that. Okay. All right, so, and this is a permanent change. It is absolutely necessary that the lid be glued on. There's no way around it. So I am going to use my super glue. And glue this bad boy on. And you have to be quick. As long as I got the glue where it actually hits the bottom. Sometimes I miss. Sometimes you think you know where to put it. And it's super, super quick. So I'm not going to touch it for a little bit now. This is a breakable piece. And so another creative decision I'm going to make is to add one of the fishing line hangers. Now, you did already see me hang it from the handle. If this was going to be hung in a place where it's just hung and left, you probably could hang it from the handle. I know if it was in my house, I would probably hang it from the handle. I am going to add a hanger. If someone, let's see, I started to say that wrong. If someone, it's easier to remove my hanger than it is for someone to have to add one. So I'm going to add the hanger on, and if somebody wants to remove it, it's just a pair of scissors is the only tool they will need to remove it. And I'm using the 50-pound fishing line to do that. Okay, so it's still moving. That means that where I put the glue wasn't the right place. Okay, we'll do it again. This time I'm going to pay a little closer attention. It needs to be to the outer edge. I put it on the inner edge. There. Let's see if that works. I'm not going to hide all the redos. Lots of redos when you make a piece. Creative decisions, right? Okay, but I'm not going to mess with this. As a matter of fact, it might be best if I don't hang it right now. But just all you would really do tie my knot. Actually, I didn't do that correctly. Let's do it this way. Do I want one or two? heavy piece. But 2 just makes me feel a little safer. And that knot down there will get a dot of super glue. Then we will take this into a loop. Okay, I'm going to pause. Okay. I'm nervous. I'm just going to be really honest and say I'm nervous doing this. I have a lot of improvement to do here. Making those creative decisions, I guess. I didn't realize how nervous I was going to get. She's showing how I do this. It's okay, though. It's okay. There's that. Now, plier. Quick plier. I want this like to be really tight. Okay, now I'm gonna clip these, and then I put a little bit of glue so this cannot come undone. Doesn't take much to keep those fishing lines from moving, from coming undone. Okay, and I did test this. I'm gonna go grab a tissue to blot the excess glue real fast. Okay, and anybody who's stuck with me this long, thank you. Thank you for sticking with me this long. All right, and like I said, I tested this. I got the glue in the right place. So if you're out there creating things, trials and errors, you know, I've made countless numbers of these, and you can see how many times I had to redo, restart. A happy struggle. We will go ahead and hang this up one more time so y'all can see the finished piece. I'll pause because I don't want to give anyone more motion sickness than I already have. Okay, so here we are. I'm using the hanger. We've got great placement of the crystals up here. I'm happy with that. I like the shorter length for the size of the piece. I like the placement of the colors. And the one thing I think I'm going to do is add one more crystal here so the bell hangs just a little bit lower. That's the only change I think I'm going to make. I will hang this in my work area and look at it. Yeah, I think this just needs one more for that bell to go a little longer, even though the crystal is hitting that and making a nice sound, but I think it just doesn't look right. It needs to be just a little bit longer. And those are the kind of the things I notice when it's all finished. Okay, there we go. I repurposed a individual size teapot that someone had crafted with previously. So there's that. All right. If you stuck with me this long, you are absolutely an angel, a saint. My first attempt at actually making it from beginning to end without, well, I did pause a few times. So this is going to go to the farmer's market. I'm going to put $30 on it. If somebody really, really wants it, leave a comment that you really, really want it. $30 plus whatever the actual shipping was. Especially since this is breakable, it will be wrapped, and wrapped. Probably a double box on this one. Since it's small enough, I can do 2 boxes, but I will figure out the shipping on this one. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I had a blast doing this, keeping it real. It made me nervous a few times. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I can't do the heart when I'm holding the phone. I really do appreciate you, and I love you all very much. Until next time, bye for now.